Hello my dear students of class 11 science, welcome to biology class. We are dealing with the chapter Animal Kingdom and we are learning about the phylum Chordata, and under the phylum Chordata in the last class we have learned about the three important basic features that must be present in an organism to be included under the phylum Chordata. Clear? Then we are learning the subphylum Vertebrata under the phylum Chordata. Okay, so we have finished about the first group, that is Echinatha, those animals whose mouth are without the jaw. Okay, and in that group we have learned about the class Cyclostomata. So in today's class we will begin with the second group, that is Gnathostomata. Okay, the second group is called the Gnathostomata, the animals in which the jaws are present, and it divided into two classes, we can say superclasses, Pisces and Tetrapoda. Pisces means where the fins are present, and Tetrapoda where limbs are present. Okay, and Pisces is further divided into Chondrichthyes and Osteichthyes, and Tetrapoda is further divided into Amphibia, Reptilia, Apes and Mammalia. Okay, so today we are going to deal with this group of organisms. Okay, so first of all we'll begin with the Gnathostomata. Clear? It's in the page number 4.57. Page number 4.57. So we'll begin with the group B, that is Gnathostomata. So the name suggests they are the jawed vertebrate. Okay, J-A-W-E-D, where jaws are present. So mouth is bounded by the jaw. And in case of Gnathostomata, the notochord, which is most important features of the chordates, is replaced by the vertebral column. And paired appendages are present in the form of fins or in the form of limbs. That's why divided into two classes, superclasses, Pisces and Tetrapoda. So paired appendages, which mainly for locomotions, are present in the form of fins or in the form of limbs. And skin is soft and slimy or dry and is covered by scales, feathers or hair. So these are the general characteristic features of the Gnathostomata. So we have said that this Gnathostomata has been further subdivided into two superclasses. First one is Pisces and the second one is Tetrapoda. Okay, so we'll begin with the first superclass, that is Pisces, then we'll move into this next superclass, that is Tetrapoda. So let's check about the features of Pisces. So Pisces means it generally include the fishes. Okay, and fishes, they're all aquatic. So generally you know what the meaning of aquatic and terrestrial, right? So Pisces include all the fishes which are all aquatic. Clear? And they have fins for locomotion, and for respiration they have got gills. Okay, and they are poikilothermic animals. Poikilothermic means they are cold-blooded animals, and remember that the word poikilothermic means the cold-blooded animals. They are not able to maintain their constant body temperature. Okay, so their body temperature will fluctuate according to the ambient environmental temperature. So Pisces, they are poikilothermic, and it is further divided into two classes, Chondrichthyes, which are mainly called the cartilaginous fishes, and number two is Osteichthyes, which are called the bony fishes. Clear? So first of all we'll see the first class, which is called the Chondrichthyes, also called cartilaginous fishes. Okay, so let's check out the first character. They are marine animals, marine. Okay, and they have a streamlined body. Okay, so they are marine animal with the streamlined body, and they have got cartilaginous endoskeleton. Number two, mouth is located ventrally. If you look at the figure over here, so you can see the presence of mouth. So this mouth is present ventrally, okay, downwards. Alright, so this mouth location is merely ventrally. So in case of cartilaginous fishes or in case of Chondrichthyes, the mouth is located ventrally, downwards. Okay, and notochord is present throughout the lifetime of cartilaginous fishes, and here the gill slits are without the operculum. Okay, generally in case of fishes that we used to consume, like the rahu, okay, we used to see that the gills are covered by the operculum. But here in case of class Chondrichthyes, gills are without the operculum. Okay, so gill slits are separate. So you can see here also the gill slits are there, okay, which are separated, and these gill slits are not covered by the operculum. Okay, now next one, skin is tough and they contain the minute placoid scales, and these animals are predaceous, they are predators. Okay, so they don't have swim bladder, so since the swim bladder will help in maintaining buoyancy, will help them to freely swim in the water, but in case of this particular fishes, swim bladder is absent. Okay, so due to the absence of swim bladder, these particular fishes, they have to swim constantly to avoid sinking. Now heart is two-chambered. Two-chambered means there is one auricle and there is one ventricle. Okay, some of them have got the electric organs, like example torpedo, whereas other possess the poison sting like trigon. So if the questions usually come with examples of class convict fish, so from here only you can give examples. Okay, you can give examples of torpedo which bears the electric organ, you can give example of trigon which bears the poison sting. So these are the general characteristics of the cartilaginous fishes. They are cold-blooded animals, which is called the poikilothermic animals, and I have told you that they are not able to maintain their constant body temperature. Their body temperature will keep on fluctuating depending on the ambient environmental conditions. So if this particular convict is, if these cartilaginous fishes, they are poikilothermic animals, then what about the human beings? Okay, are we cold-blooded animals or are we warm-blooded animals? So kindly keep in your mind. We'll discuss this one when we go to the class Mammalia. Okay, now next one, sexes are separate, that means male and female are separate, it can be distinguished. In male, the pelvic fins, they bear the claspers. So generally when we look into the structures or the examples of the cartilaginous fishes, so from here we can see the few examples like the scolidion, the common name is dogfish, then trigon, common name stingray. Then we have got the Zygaena, the hammer-headed shark. Then we have got torpedo, the electric ray, the common name. And we go with the priestis, example like common name is sawfish. So these are the few examples of cartilaginous fishes. Okay, and here says that they have got internal fertilizations and many of them are viviparous. Viviparous means which will give birth to the young ones. Okay, so this one was, they were the class convictis or the cartilaginous fishes. Okay, now let's go to the next one, the group B or the class 2, which is called the osteichthyes. It's in the page number 4.59. The common name is called the bony fishes. Okay, so it includes the bony fishes with both freshwater and the marine water fishes. Okay, so they have got bony endoskeletons, and here also the body is streamlined. The streamlined body is there. Mouth is mostly terminal. So if you look at the structure of the mouth compared to that of the cartilaginous fishes, so here you can see the mouth is terminal over here. In case of cartilaginous fishes, the mouth used to be present ventrally over here, but here the mouth is present nearly at the front, the terminal region. Okay, so he said that mouth is mostly terminal, and they have got 4 pair of gills, but here the gills are covered by the operculum. So let's try to see the structures. If you see the structure of the labiorota, the second diagram, the second figure, so you can see the presence of operculum. Okay, so this operculum will mainly cover or will mainly protect the gill slits. Okay, so they have got 4 pair of gills, and these gills are covered by the operculum. The sclene is generally covered by the cycloid or the tenoid or the ganoid scales. Okay, so these type scales are present over there. Air bladder is present in case of bony fishes, which will help them in swimming or will help them in maintaining buoyancy. Heart is 2-chambered, there is 1 auricle and 1 ventricle. They are also poikilothermic animals, that means they are cold-blooded animals. There also the sexes are separate, that is they show sexual dimorphism. Fertilization is usually externally. Externally means the male and the female will release the gamete in the surrounding medium, mostly in the water. Okay, so female will lay the egg in the water, and simultaneously at the same time the male will release the male gamete in the water body. So fertilization, fusion of gametes will occur outside the body in the external environmental condition. So since the fusional gametes occurs outside the body, it is called external fertilization. Okay, and they are mostly oviparous, that means they will lay egg, and development is direct. It doesn't involve any larval stage or any type of indeterminate, or we can say intermediate stages. Okay, so they have got direct mode of development. So we'll see the few examples over here, like hippocampus, the seahorse, okay, freshwater, labiorota, and we have got catla. So let's see the diagram. So first one, you can see over here the presence of air bladder. So air bladder is present over here, that will help them in maintaining buoyancy. Examples: labiorota, hippocampus, the seahorse, and exocetus, the flying fish, and even you have got catla. Okay, so these are the examples of bony fishes. Now let's go to the next one, the next superclass, that is tetrapoda, and this superclass tetrapoda is in the page number 4.62. Okay, class tetrapoda is in the page number 4.62. So let's check out the example, characteristics. They have got two pair of pentadactyl limbs. Now what does pentadactyl limbs means? Presence of 5 digits in the toes. Okay, so it's called pentadactyl limbs. So this particular pentadactyl limb, they will help in locomotion. Number 2, endoskeleton is bony. The skin is dry with scales, feathers, or hair. Respiration mainly takes place by the help of lungs, and heart is 3-chambered or 4-chambered, and they have got double circulation. Okay, that means the heart will enter the blood will enter the heart twice. If you remember the circulation in human being, which you have learned in class 10, okay, we have got 2 auricles and 2 ventricles. If you remember, auricle simply to receive the blood, and ventricle is to pump the blood. So right auricle we have got left auricle, then right ventricle, and the left ventricle. So our right auricles, we can say, it will receive the blood, the oxygenated blood. It goes to right ventricle, from the right ventricle to the lungs for oxygenation. Okay, there will be exchange of gases. Then again from the lung it will come back to the left auricle, and from left auricle it goes to left ventricle, and from left ventricle it goes to different parts of the body. So here the blood is entering the heart twice. Okay, so this type of circulation is called double circulation. We have just learned in details in case of class 10 only. Just a simple revision for you. Okay, now this superclass tetrapoda is divided into 4 classes. Class 1 is amphibia, class 2 is reptilia, class 3 is apes, and class 4 is mammalia. So we will go through the characteristics of each classes under the superclass tetrapoda. So let's begin with the first class, that is class amphibia. As the name suggests, they are amphibious. They can live both on land and water. Okay, so these amphibians, it includes the animals which are adapted to double mode of life. That means they can survive on land as well as they can survive on water also. Okay, so in larval stage they are fish-like. They swim in water using tail, and they used to breathe by the help of the gills. The adults move on the land with the limbs and breathe through the lungs. So they have got amphibious mode of life. Okay, they can survive, they can live both on land and on the water. So they are cold-blooded poikilothermic animals. Okay, their body is differentiated into or divided into head, trunk, and tail. Most of them have got 2 pairs of pentadactyl limbs, that means presence of 5 digits in the toe, which will help in locomotion. The skin is moist, glandular, and they are devoid of scales. The scales are not present in the body of amphibians. Respiration by gills, mainly when they are in tadpole stage, or by lungs, that means when they become adult. Respiration takes place by means of lungs, or it can take place by the skin also, or the lining of buccal cavity. Now eyes, they are provided with movable eyelids and the nictitating membrane, the third eyelid. External ears are absent. We cannot see the presence of external ears like in human being, but the tympanum is present on the head, which will represent the external ear. Okay, alimentary canal, urinary bladder, and general duct open into a common chamber called cloacal chamber, which will open out by the cloacal aperture. And heart is 3-chambered with 2 auricle and 1 ventricle, and it shows double mode of circulations. Sexes are separate, male and female are different. They are oviparous. Oviparous means they used to lay egg, and fertilization is external, so gametes will release in the surrounding environment, and development includes tadpole stage. That means they have got indirect mode of development. Now let's see the examples of class Amphibia. Okay, so we have got the common frog. The scientific name is Rana tigrina. We have got the buffo, common name toad. We have got the tree frog. The scientific name is Hyla. Then we have got Rhinoceros, the flying frog. Okay, then there are a few limbless amphibians without the limb, which are called Apodon and Ichthyopes. Okay, then we have got the tailed amphibians, like for example Salamandra, a common name Salamander, where tail are present. So these are the few examples of the class Amphibia. Now let's move to the next class, which is class Reptilia. It's in the page number 4.66. Now, as the name suggests, Reptilia means the creeping vertebrates. So they have got creeping or crawling mode of locomotion. They are also cold-blooded poikilothermic animals and ectothermic animals. So they are not able to maintain their constant body temperature. Their body temperature will keep on changing according to the ambient environmental temperatures. Even the body of the reptile is differentiated into head, neck, trunk, and tail, and they also have got pentadactyl limbs for locomotions. Okay, but each particular limbs with 5 toes will end having the horny claws. The skin is dry, rough, non-glandular, and is covered by the scales, or the bony scutes, or the bony plates. Respiration mainly takes place by the help of the lungs. Heart is generally 3-chambered, 2 auricles and 1 ventricle. But do remember, there is one exception. Okay, the exception is that the crocodile has got 4-chambered heart. So all the reptilians, they have got 3-chambered heart with 2 auricles and 1 ventricle. But there's an exception over here, because the crocodile, which is also a reptilian, has got 4-chambered heart. Okay, so organ is snail in case of reptilians is called the Jacobson organ. Sexes are separate, but sexual dimorphism is not so evident. Fertilization is internal, it takes place inside the body, and they are oviparous, egg laying, and the development is direct. Okay, so these are the few characteristic features of the class Reptilia. So let's see the examples. Examples where you can see the turtle. The scientific name is Chelon. Tortoise, Setsudo. Okay, then we have got Terrafin, Ekakugi. Okay, so here you can go to the example of turtle, and you can remember the example of tortoise. And if you can go further, you can remember the example of the house wall lizard, which is called the Hemidactylus. House wall lizard, we also used to call in local term Bitte in Nepali language, right? It's called house wall lizard, Hemidactylus. In local term we call it Vete. Okay, then we have got flying lizard, the Draco. Then we have got the chameleon. Then we have got the glass snake, okay, Ophisaurus. Then we have got the monitor lizard, the Varanus. Then you have a few examples of reptiles like king cobra or the Indian cobra. Scientific name is Naja Naja, N-A-J-A, Naja Naja. Then we have got crate, the Bungarus. Okay, then we have got Russell's viper, scientific name Vipera. We have got the Indian python or Asgar, which is called the scientific name Python. So these are the few examples that of animals which falls under the class Reptilia. Now let's move to the next class, which is the class Apes, birds. Okay, so it's in the page number 4.71. Class Apes is in the page number 4.71. So under this class we'll mainly find the birds. Okay, and it is about 9,000 species of birds. So let's go with the characteristics. So this particular apes or the blood, they are warm-blooded or homeothermic animal. They are able to maintain their constant body temperature, whatever may be the ambient environmental temperature. Clear? And here in case of apes or birds, the 4 limbs, that means the front leg, okay, we can say the hand parts, they are modified into wings, which help for flying. And the hind limbs are generally have scales, and they are modified for walking, swimming, or clasping the tree branches. Body is covered with feather, and what is the function of feather? It not only help in flying, but these feathers will also help to keep the body warm. Beak are absent in case of apes, but the beaks are without the teeth. The skin is dry without glands, but at the tail region we will find the oil gland. Endoskeleton is fully ossified, bony, but the lung bones are hollow. Okay, and such bones are called pneumatic bone. And what is the significance of having pneumatic bone? What is the importance of having pneumatic bones? It will make the body weight less. Less body weight means they can easily fly. So bones are called pneumatic bones. They are the hollow bones, and this will reduce the body weight of the class abs so that it can help in flying. Heart is completely 4-chambered. Okay. Digestive tract has additional chamber, the gizzard and the crop. Respiration takes place by means of lungs. Air sacs connected to the lungs will help in respirations. Then sexes are separate. The male and female are different. There's internal fertilization. Fertilization occurs inside the body, and there is direct mode of development. These are the few characteristic features of the class abs. Let's see the example. The first one you can see over here is Archaeopteryx. Now, what is the significance of Archaeopteryx? This is very important. Archaeopteryx is a fossil bird. Remember one more time, I'm saying that this Archaeopteryx is a fossil bird. Okay, and mainly its fossils were obtained in the Jurassic period in the year 1861. And this Archaeopteryx has the characteristics of both the reptiles and the birds. This is very important. Okay, this Archaeopteryx has the characteristics of both the reptiles and that of the birds. Now, since it has got the characteristics of both the reptiles and the birds, it is known to be the connecting link between the reptiles and the birds. It connects the reptiles and the bird. Okay, just for an example, I can say that. Look at the mouth part, in the beak. In case of apes, we don't find teeth in the beak, but here in Archaeopteryx, the teeth are present. Look over there, beak with thecodon teeth. So this is simply the characteristics of the reptilian feature and the avian feature. So Archaeopteryx is a fossil bird which is the connecting link between the reptiles and the birds. Then we have got the flightless bird, the bird which cannot fly, like the ostrich. Okay, and we have got the South American ostrich also. These are the flightless birds. Then we have got the Columba livia, the pigeon, parewa we used to call it. Okay, so these are the few examples of class abs. And here we have got the flying birds. Okay, we have got the parrot. Okay, we have got the peacock. Then owl is there. So these are the few examples of our birds which can fly. So these are flying birds. Now let's go to the next class, which is called the class Mammalia. It's in the page number 4.71. Oh, sorry, 4.75. 4.75 which is the class Mammalia. They are the most successful and the dominating animal group. So they are the warm-blooded homeothermic animals. I told you already that they are able to maintain their constant body temperature, whatever will be the ambient environmental temperature. Okay, next character number 2. Skin has got two types of glands. One is called the sebaceous gland, and another one is called the sweat glands. Okay, and these are mainly modified to form the wax glands or the tear glands and the mammary glands. Body is generally covered by the hair, and the most important characteristic features of the class Mammalia is that the female, they used to possess the milk producing gland called the mammary gland, and this gland used to produce the milk which is essential for nourishing the young ones. Limbs are pentadactyl. 5 digits are present in the toe region, we can say. Okay, and mainly these limbs are modified to walking, running, climbing, burrowing, or swimming. And external ears or pinna are present. These are the external ears. So external ears or pinna are present. Mammalian teeth, they are thecodon because they are embedded in socket in the jaw. Heterodon because it has been modified into incisor, canine, premolar, and molar. Okay, we are in class 9 only. And they have diphyodon because they have got 2 sets of teeth, the milk teeth which will be replaced by the permanent teeth. Heart is 4-chambered, 2 auricle, 2 ventricles. We have got double mode of circulation or double circulations. Respiration takes place by means of lungs, and sexes are separate. Fertilization is internal and are viviparous. They will give birth to the young ones. But few exceptions to viviparous, there are few mammals which are also oviparous, which used to lay the egg. So let's check out the examples of class Mammalia. So you can see over here the egg-laying mammals. As we have told that mammals are viviparous, but there are few exceptions. Okay, so the exception is that most of them are oviparous. Example: Echidna or Tachyglossus, this one, and Ornithorhynchus. So these are the egg-laying mammals. Then we have got the blue whale, the largest mammal. Okay, Balanoptera. This is the blue whale. Then we have got camels, Arabian camel, camelus. Okay, then we have got Bactrian camel, Camelus, Bactronicus. Then we have got lemur, ringtail lemur. Then we have got loris, gorilla, and macaca, that is rhesus monkey. So these are the few examples that falls under the class Mammalia. So here we have finished the chapter Animal Kingdom. So thank you. This is for today, and in the next class we'll begin with a new chapter, and the chapter name will be morphology of flowering plants. So see you in next class. Till then, thank you, stay safe and study well.